As Paul stated in Romans, for whatever was written in the former days was written for instruction, that by steadfastness and by the encouragement of the Scripture, we might have hope. Now, we're speaking a lot about prophecy right now in this time of preparation, the prophecies of the coming of Christ, and also the prophecies of old and how they would be fulfilled through Jesus. But what good would have been prophecy if it would have never been fulfilled? Prophecy has this reality that in doing so, if someone please prophesy, that will come to happen, as we know it has. It will again. But if prophecy would never have been fulfilled, prophecy then has no purpose. It is left then to die with other old antiquated writings that were written by the learned and others who sought to find some sort of wisdom. However, as I've stated, prophecy is fulfilled. That's what gives it its bearing. That's what gives it attraction. Prophecy, like what we read from in Isaiah or in Matthew, when he spoke about, the prophet, the coming of John the Baptist, and then how John was speaking of the coming of Christ. There's great weight in that truth. For these prophecies, some in generations in the making, came true. And the reality of true prophecy is that these truths, we can respect them for what they have been. But over the course of time, we're going to come to realize that prophecy doesn't speak just about what's in the past. It also will speak again and again of what's going to happen in the future. For they are godly truths that speak to us at the core of what is the truth of our human condition as we are creations of God. Of course, many still see no validity in prophecy. We live in a world of skeptics. We live in a world that does not embrace the truth of God as it should. And many times they will try to find ways to show that there's no real proof in the link between prophecy and actual occurrence. It's just happenstance, I'm trying to say. Accident or occasionally prophecy, it's just going to align itself incidentally to what is in real life. At least that's their hope of this logic and this secular argument. But as the scholars of Isaiah, as Isaiah himself wrote in the Old Testament, or how Paul wrote in Romans, it confers even for us, also in our tradition, this time of Advent. This is why we're focusing on prophecy. Because we're in that time too where we're in wait, we know the word, and we're in anticipation of what's to come. So that's part of that Advent, that preparing the way. Now being in anticipation for, we know what's been said, we know what's been written. And now we see the growing advantage of what is to come. Now prophecy, therefore, then should be considered a valued tool. But like any tool, physical or intellectual, you have to have the knowledge and practice. I stress practice of how to use it. You just can't pick it up and try it out and use it once and expect to have a good result, or to even understand it well. It takes practice, it takes experience to get it right. And that's where this whole idea of steadfastness that Paul spoke about is by steadfastness and learning what is to be prophesied that we can navigate and use this tool of reason. is by encouragement of the Scripture. Not just occasionally hearing on a Sunday morning, but getting to know Scripture, internalizing it yourself. Taking it upon ourselves to read and ingest what has been prophesied, sharing in our experiences, though, as well, through our fellowship like we have here as a church community, sharing in our worship. And it's through all of that that we find the hope and experience the harmony that we can receive if we are truly in line and in accord with the truth that is Jesus and the gospel of his salvation. Prophecy that on the surface, if it was just words, it would have no proficiency, no hope. For those who cannot or will not see or do not want to know God, they will not see the reality that we know is true, God's truths. How it's been spoken, how it's been written upon, how it's been revealed to those of our past, even to us to this day. But we must have the hearts and minds open to receive. And then also be practiced in this understanding of knowing our God through regular worship. And again, like I've stressed, studying the Word. Matthew's Gospel today, that represents probably the strongest prophecy of all that we know. That which was related to that with Isaiah, which was from the Old Testament, and brings us to the point of John proclaiming in the wilderness the coming of the Lord to make your path straight. Of course, this is a call of prophecy in part, as God, as we know, was coming in the form of his Son, Jesus. Now, the Old Testament had a different word for that. It was the coming of the Messiah. The one who comes to rule with justice over all people for all times. And the thing I want to stress again, the prophecy isn't just looked into or looked about as what has been predicted and happened in the past. It is also ongoing. It also predicts what will happen again. And that's the unique thing about prophecy. It doesn't just speak about what was and that history was fulfilled. If we understand the Word, we also know how it speaks to us today. It gives us guidance and prepares us for what shall lie in the future. Truly, it predicts what will be in the future, as Christ also prophesied himself when he will return at the close of the age. And for us to be ready, for we do not know what day or what hour it shall be. For that knowledge has been exclusively held by God. So this whole thing of Advent, yes, this is our preparation for Christmas, Christ's birth. But the idea of Advent actually has a twofold objective. Like I said, obviously we're preparing for Christ's birth in Bethlehem, as prophesied by the Scripture, like Isaiah. And also recognized by the scholars of that time, even those outside the Jewish realm. The Magi were not Jewish. They were not of the heritage of Abraham. But they were scholars. They were astronomers. And they had minds open to the truth. And because of that, even they were led by a star. Those whose hearts were open to accepting godly truth are also led to Jesus. Advent, though, should always help us realize that prophecy didn't just speak of old, but it speaks again about for us today and where our instincts should take us for the future. It assures us that we must make ready for Jesus Christ and that he is coming again. We must make ready if we are to receive true salvation. What has been prophesied, and what has been written in the Scriptures, has been done for our instruction, as the Scripture states. But it isn't just because it's written down somewhere that it makes the point. The other idea is you have to have steadfast devotion. Not just something you pull out occasionally, but something that you're invested into, that you've ingested as a part of your whole. And if you do find direction, you do find hope. And you will find those truths to lead you today, to lead us today, but also to lead us into the future, into that being part of that grand design. With encouragement, as the Scripture says, hope. Amen.